Trigger warning, this story contains sexual content with violent overtones and an abusive situation. Theo stood at the end of an abandoned driveway. Nature was reclaiming it. A forgotten White House stood at the end of it. Fog hung over the whole scene. Shattered moonlight fell onto the decaying asphalt. Theo looked up and down the desolate road. Theo thought, all this feels familiar. He could feel someone watching him. He squinted into the swaying trees. There was no one. Theo looked down at himself. He was wearing a light gray three-piece suit. There was a dark wooden cane in his hand. A bowler hat was on his head. He moved forward slightly, testing the suit. He wasn't sure why he chose to walk this way down the road. It made as much sense as anything else. Theo began to hum. Moonlight and love songs are never out of date. He extended his toes on the asphalt and swung his arms. The piano flowed out from his synapses. Hearts full of passion, jealousy, and hate, Theo twirled around. He held out his arm at an angle and watched as Nora spun around in front of him, head thrown back, long brown hair flowing. Their wedding guests all watched her. He was just there to support. He closed his eyes and kept up the waltz on the road. Nora had badgered him into taking lessons for the wedding. He had loved it. Woman need man, and man must have his mate. Theo smelled Nora and looked ahead. A taxi had appeared. The exhaust was swallowed up in the low-hanging fog. He slowly closed his eyes. Nora's smell began to vanish. All he could smell was the dampness of the scene. When Theo opened his eyes, he was in the back seat of the taxi. He could see Nora's head from behind the driver's seat. He glanced over towards her and could see the bruises on her face from that night. "Hey, Theo," Nora glanced in the rearview mirror. She could see him, but he couldn't see her. He knew her face so well he could tell she was smiling. Nora turned and looked at Theo. He couldn't see her eyes because they were hidden behind large, mirrored aviators. He noticed a dribble of something from the lens edge. It was blood. One rivulet became 3 and then 5. Each new one flowed faster. "Would you honor me with the pleasure of your company?" She opened her mouth. Blood flowed out in slow motion right towards him. His brain registered a painful chill for about 2 seconds upon impact. Theo sat up in bed. He could smell her. The room was cold exactly the way it should be. Her smell was thicker now. He heard her voice. Theo, he could feel her breath on him. Theo looked around the empty room. The only things there were of luxury. He slammed his head into his hands, shut his eyes, and thought, no more voices, please. He got up and moved into the bathroom. He felt her there. He flicked on the switch. It was empty. Mother. The running water sliced into the silence and